In this video, I really want to talk about the importance of remaining silent. I posted a video on my channel a while back. I believe the video was titled, I Talk to Myself. And in that video, I was basically explaining how I talk to myself out loud to figure out my problems. But what I didn't say in that video was, or what I forgot to mention was, you don't always have to talk to yourself out loud. In fact, you don't really even need to talk to yourself out loud. You can talk to yourself in your head. And when I realized this, I'm not gonna lie, talking to yourself in your head is way more effective than talking out loud. And here's why. Because prior to me making this video, I always thought the other way around. I always thought talking out loud was more beneficial, but it turns out it's the opposite. Talking to yourself in your head it's way more beneficial. Now, let me get to some of the reasons why I believe that remaining silent is important. Before I get to that, I just want to give you all like a little background about me. I'm like I wouldn't say I'm an introvert. I feel like I'm both. I'm both an introvert and an extrovert. But I do tend to lean towards more an introvert. But I'm a very silent dude. I don't really talk a lot. I don't really say a lot. But I think a lot. And I've always been this way. Even as a kid, like growing up with friends, I would always remember myself being the quiet one in the room. The one that would just really sit back and observe everybody. The one that would really sit back and just, not to repeat myself, but watch everybody. Just like, you know, peeping people's body language, peeping people's eye contact, peeping the conversations people were having, peeping, you know, just observing everything. And I think this really plays a huge role in my decision making, because when you remain silent, and this takes me to the first reason why I think silence is important. When you're silent, you create space in your head. You create space in your head so that you can think, so that you can problem solve, so that you can use critical thinking skills, stuff of that nature. But when you're talking, when you're always, you know, flapping your gums, flapping your lips, you're not really thinking. You're not really taking time to look within. You're not really, you know, you're wasting energy, because that's all really talking is. Talking is just energy. You know, it's just energy, it's vibrations, it's words, frequencies, not frequencies, but vibrations coming out of our mouth. And with me, right, I just feel like you can learn more from people if you were to remain silent and just observe. You could figure out a lot about people. You could figure out, for an example, all right, I'll just give you an example because I can't really just lay it down like that. For an example, me, whenever I'm with a group of friends, I tend to stay more quiet and I just observe everybody. I observe everybody's behavior. I observe everybody's body language. I observe everybody's, you know, thought patterns. I just observe everybody because I really just like human nature. I think human nature is very interesting to me. The way human interacts and the way that human just live their day-to-day lives. I think that's very interesting to me. But that's just me getting sidetracked. But me, whenever I remain silent and I observe, I'm looking for like two main things. I'm looking for if this person is a shit talker, and I'm looking to see if this person is trustworthy. Those are two things that I'm looking for. Now, When you're looking for a shit talker in a group of people, when you're trying to spot out somebody that talks shit, whether you're at a party, whether you're out with friends, whether you're at a restaurant, doesn't matter. Whether you're at school, at the gym, at the gym or at work, you gotta really pay attention to what that person's talking about. If that person's always talking about somebody else, chances are that person's talking shit all the time. If that person is talking about gossip, drama, shit that happened in the past, 9 times out of 10 that person's gonna do the same thing to you behind your back. And that's what I learned. Like, if you got friends around you that talk shit, that gossip, that always talk about other people, that always talk about the past, that always talk about negative things, what makes you think your friend is not doing the same thing behind your back? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of see things. Like, okay, if this person's talking shit, and if I become this person's friend, this person's definitely gonna talk shit behind my back, just because he's talking shit about this person, you know? And things like that. Like, another example, let me think. I'm looking to see if somebody's trustworthy. And the way I figure that out is just, you see, that's a tricky one. Seeing if somebody's trustworthy, that's a tricky one, because you can't really pick up on whether or not somebody's trustworthy. You can, but it's easier to pick up on whether or not somebody's trustworthy through their actions rather than their words. You know, you could still try to observe what they say and try to pick out key details, and you making a point to say that that person's not trustworthy, but you're more likely gonna find a person that's not trustworthy through their actions. You know, through, it could be whatever, just doing something shady behind somebody's back, or, you know, here's a good example. Try to see if somebody's trustworthy. If they show you their phone and their conversation with somebody else, 9 times out of 10, that person's not trustworthy. If they showing you like somebody else's news, or if they showing you somebody else's business, or if they showing you somebody else's like personal information, then that 9 times out of 10, that person's not trustworthy. And that person's going to do the same thing to you behind your back. So the reason why I'm making this video is just because I want to encourage y'all to really observe people, especially your close friends. Observe your close friends. Observe the people at work. Observe your family. Observe everybody. Just see how people move. See how people react. See people's behavior. See how people think. Like, just really sit down and observe everybody, and just get an idea of the type of person they are, because that could help you in the future, and that could help you pick out better friends in the future, and it could help you decipher whether or not that person's going to do the same thing behind your back. So that's all I really want to say. Just the importance of remaining silent. There's other benefits to it, but that's like the main one that I can really think of. Before I go out, I want to think if there's anything else that I could say in this video, because I don't want to leave it off one thing. What's another benefit of being silent? You get ideas. That's another, but that's a given. I mean, you could probably expect that from being silent. You're gonna get ideas, obviously, but I'm trying to think if there's like a more specific reason for being silent. Me personally, this is just me. The reason why I like being silent too is because you kind of create like a little mystique about yourself. You kind of create like a mystery. You know, you keep people guessing, you keep people wondering. You know, people are always wondering like, oh, what's Tomas thinking about? What's this? It doesn't even have to be me. It could be anybody. Oh, what's this person thinking about? Why is this person so quiet? Why does this person never talk? you know, this person is very observant. This person is very like closed off, you know. So me personally, it's not even the reason why I do it, because it's just me. That's just how I am naturally. I'm not forcing myself to do that. It's just how I act subconsciously. But what I realized is people often see me as mysterious. Whether or not that's a good thing, who knows? But, you know, I think that's pretty cool to me. You know, I like to live a pretty private lifestyle. I like to live a pretty low-key lifestyle. You know, I don't like people knowing too much about me. I don't like people knowing too much about my business. So, yeah, I mean, that's another benefit. You could choose to see that as a benefit. You could choose to see that as a disadvantage. But I mean, yeah, that's all that I have to really say for this video. I love y'all. Peace, love, positivity. Take care of yourself. Peace.